Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick review of the Sea Reefer 250 auto top-off modification I've done. I have turned the auto top-off section into a Refugium. The way I did that is I took an MJ1200 pump and I'm feeding a BRS reactor. The BRS reactor has both carbon and GFO in it. I have the flow gated back using that valve, and there's a 1/2 inch line which is feeding the auto top off section. Then there is a drain. I've had it drilled in the back corner, and that line now goes into the bubble trap area. The bubble trap, I have cut the sponge in half, and just underneath the sponge I have a 14-inch by 3-inch section of marine pure, and that seems to be working really well. Back to the Refugium area, on the back side I have it painted black. That stops light bleeding through to the rest of the sump. And then the Refugium area itself, I have an innovative marine light feeding it. Actually, let me turn that on for you. Okay, there we go. The innovative marine light I have on an opposite light cycle. It's coming on at night, which helps stabilize pH, and it does a really good job growing the Chaeto. It's the 6500 light spectrum. Also inside the Refugium, I have a little bit of the marine pure that I had left over from putting in the bubble trap area. And I also have a bag of pond matrix, which I can use if I ever have to set an emergency tank up. This is the area where I'm keeping my probes for my apex. That seems to be working out really well. Also, I want to point out that my temperature probe is not in this area. My temperature probe is in the return area where the water spills over into the sump from the display. That seems to be giving me an accurate representation of temperature. I also have in this corner, I have a valve, a float valve, and that is hooked to my apex, which will shut off the MJ1200 pump to minimize the risk of floods. That's if anything ever sticks inside the drain area. Right now, I'm pretty happy with the results from this Refugium. Using the HANA phosphate checker, which is this one. It keeps showing me that I have 0 phosphates. I also have 0 nitrates. I do want to point out that BRS did a review of the phosphate checkers, and there is one that does a little bit better job of identifying phosphates. If I were going to do this over again, that's the one I'd buy, and I probably will buy that one in the future. Just want to make sure I said it's being fed by an innovative marine light. I do have some trigger pods in here. I put them in. They seem to do a really good job growing in here. It's hard to see with the glare that I have, but I also, a little bit higher. I also have in the corner there, I have some pineapple sponges. They're in quite a few different areas of the sump area. Overall, I am very happy with the results from this. Right now in the display area, I do not have any nuisance algae to speak of. I am growing some coralline algae finally, which I'm psyched about. And overall, like I said, I'm happy with this area. As far as utilization of space in the Sea Reefer sump, this is a pretty good one. I am following Pilfrey, who is putting a algae scrubber in this same area. I'm interested in seeing how that works out. That might be a better use of this area. But overall, I have to recommend this so far because it's working for me, like I said, with the nitrates and phosphates being where they're at, and no algae to speak of, nuisance algae to speak of. It seems to be working really well. Also, I have to apologize. I did pull out some algae right before thinking of doing this video. About every 2 weeks or so, I'm pulling out a pretty good amount of algae, along with some of the Chaeto to keep it at a manageable level. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. And like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want on that. And I want to thank you guys for putting videos out there. I'm just trying to return the favor. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.